our backs today, if that feels comfortable. If you prefer to stay in a seated position, you're welcome to do that. If you, like me, have a cat on your mat or a dog or anything nearby, they can just be part of our practice as well. So I invite you to find any position that's comfortable for you. So that could be feet planted, knees up to the sky. You could lengthen the legs out long. Or if you prefer to stay seated, that's great too. Our goal in these first couple minutes of class is really just to arrive in our day, in our practice, and to drop in, to find a sense of kind of preparing the mind for the same work we've already kind of mentally committed our body to do. We're on our mats, we're here, we're ready to do a little bit of movement. But sometimes, especially early in the morning, the mind has not quite caught up. So if there's a little bit of lingering sleepiness or maybe jet lag from being on the other side of the world, we just acknowledge that. Close the eyes down if that feels comfortable, or if not, just soften your gaze gently. I want to start by drawing some attention to our breath. So as you continue to breathe here, you might take hands to your rib cage or stomach and just observe. Can you notice how the whole torso is involved in the action of breath? Can you kind of diagnose, where does your breath tend to land? For a lot of us, we spend most of our day breathing into our upper chest cavity. So today I want to work with something called our dirga breath, our 3-part breath, which is a pranayama or breath kind of tapping in technique to encourage just a little bit more awareness to help settle the mind. The goal of pranayama, the third of the 8 traditional limbs of yoga, is that tuning in to the sense of energy in our body, the sense of breath moving through, so that we can create kind of a more inward awareness as opposed to an external awareness informed by all of our usual senses. So our dirga breath breaks our torso up into 3 parts. It's not going to be super concrete, but I encourage you to try to follow along as I direct our breath in specific ways. You might take one hand over your heart, thinking about this upper chest cavity. And I want you just to send your breath into that hand, into the chest. Take a big breath in. Try to lift the chest as much as you can. Can you hold when you get to the top? And then sigh it out. Yeah, nice. Let's do that one more time. Breathing into the upper chest cavity, big breath in. And sigh it out. Awesome. Now let's take our hands a little bit lower. You might place them on each rib cage. So each side of the rib cage. I know we only have one rib cage. And this time we'll think about sending our breath to this middle of the chest area. Deep breath in. Can you lift those ribs up into your palms? And it's okay if the answer is no. And let it go. One more time, just like that, into the rib cage. Big breath in. Feel the middle of the chest lift. This time you might hold at the top. Feel a little intensity. And let it go. You okay there, Mom? Oh, yeah, nothing like a cat to sneak up on you while you're holding your breath. Let's do one more into that middle area, that rib cage. Deep breath in. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then breathe out. Then we'll take our hands a little lower onto the belly. This tends to be the hardest place to send our breath. Our lungs don't really extend down into our stomach, but our diaphragm contracts into this area. So if you breathe, trying to fill your lungs as much as you can, you might feel the belly starting to lift up into the hands. Let's try. Deep breath in. How low can you send your breath? Can you start to feel the belly lift? And then let it go. One more, just like that. Big breath in. And let it go. This time we'll try and we'll hold at the top. Breathe all the way down to the belly. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Start to let it go. Ah, nice. Maybe that was frustrating and sucked for you, or maybe that was kind of interesting. Well, don't really attach any judgment to it. Just try and see how it feels. We'll move now into the full dirga breath, and this involves breathing into our chest, then our rib cage, then our belly, and then we exhale in reverse. Chest, rib cage, belly. So we'll try. Again, if it's great, awesome. If not, don't attach any judgment. It's about the practice, right? Start to breathe in. Can you feel your chest lift? Can you keep going? Feel the ribs lift? Can you keep going? Feel the belly lift? I feel like my whole lower back lifted off the mat. We'll reverse it. Exhale, chest drops a little. The ribs drop next. Keep breathing out. Try to empty the belly. When you think you hit the end, see, do you have any more to exhale? Yeah. Let's take a normal breath in between those two. Any normal breath in and out. And then we'll try moving through a few more of those dirga breaths in a row with some intention. You can follow along with me. You can kind of guide yourself, or if it's feeling uncomfortable to breathe in this way, just breathe in any way that feels natural to you. But if you like, we'll take a normal breath in and out, and then we'll move into doing a few of those full 3-part breaths. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. When you're ready, inhale, chest lifts, ribs, belly. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. 2 more. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, chest, ribs, belly. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. You can keep moving through a few more of those at your own pace, or you can return to any breath that feels comfortable. Might keep the eyes closed. And just notice. How does it feel to spend some attention actually thinking about our breath, a process that is automatic for us through so much of our day? If you're still working with that 3-part breath, let's let this last exhale be the end of that. And then returning to any breath that feels comfortable. Can you take a moment just to observe? Do you feel any different? Maybe a little more alert? Maybe a little more aware of how your body meets the earth, of the ground beneath you, or of the incredible capacity of your breath. We spend so little time in our day breathing to that kind of 100% of our breath capacity. So notice, do your normal breaths now feel maybe just a little deeper? And it's okay if the answer is no. When you're ready, let's start to find some motion. Inhale, sweep the arms back like you're reaching, stretching behind you. If feet are planted, lengthen the legs and we'll point the toes. Take a big breath in. And exhale, if you'd like, squeeze into a little ball. You can hold on to shins or the back of the thighs, or arms can rest by the side as you tuck knees in. Maybe it feels good to roll a little side to side. Or maybe hanging out in stillness, giving yourself a little squeeze, tucking the chin and rolling the head up. Feels good. Yeah. Wherever you are, let's take one more big breath. Exhale, settle down. Feet plant on the earth, knees up to the ceiling. Yeah, just give yourself a moment to notice. Nice work. Pranayama can be boring sometimes, so it's okay if you found that boring. We'll start to let the knees fall to the right. Coming into a twist, take a deep breath into the left side of your torso. And let it go. One more like that. Big breath in. Can you feel the breath? Maybe a little more aware of it now. And let it go. Switching sides, knees up through center. Exhale, let them fall over to the left. 2 rounds of breath. Follow your own pace. I've even got my right hand resting on my rib cage so I can feel how it moves when I breathe. One of the reasons that we tap into our breath a lot in our yoga practice is simply because it forces your mind to focus on something, which means that you can't be thinking about your grocery list, your big vacation plans, the emails you have to write at work. Focusing on the breath is just a little portal to our present moment that encourages us to be in the act of our practice. And that drawing down of concentration, let's take our knees back up to center, that focusing of concentration, that present-minded awareness, that's as much a part of our yoga practice as any movements that we find.